Okay, so we were in the third quadrant. So we set up our triangle in the third quadrant right here. We put a -8 right here. We had 17 here. We did a little Pythag, and that was 15, but we put a negative in front because it's going down. Here was theta right here, my reference angle, and I think we got to what? We found the sine, right? Opposite over hypotenuse was -15 over 17. That's where we got, right, you guys? Do you guys have that in your notes? We're all good? Okay, so now we got to talk about how do I find the angle now? All right, how do I find this angle? What quadrant are we in again? Third quadrant. So my angle's got to be somewhere between a $1.80 and 270. All right, that's where my angle has to be. And again, we're in the third quadrant, trying to find the angle. Now, yesterday, we talked, all right, if you're going to find an angle, you need on your calculator to do the inverse of sine or cosine. All right? I asked you guys, I would prefer it if you use the inverse of whatever you had as a positive fraction. Whatever fraction was positive, use that for the inverse. But what's the problem I fall into on this problem? They're both negative, aren't they? Cosine's negative and sine is negative. So I don't want you to find the inverses of those. So there's one more left, and specifically in your if I could talk today. If you're in the third quadrant, A, S, what was the letter in the third quadrant? T. What was T stand for? Tangent. So if you're in the third quadrant, do the inverse of tangent to find the angle. So here you go. The angle is going to be the inverse of tangent. Help me find what the fraction should be. If you guys think SOHCAHTOA, what's tangent with? What's tangent with? O and A. So what's opposite in my diagram? -15 over adjacent -8. Okay, so now make sure your calculator's in degree mode. Second tangent. Always find the inverse of the positive, where whatever's positive in that quadrant, do the inverse of it. And about to the nearest degree, what are you guys getting? Make sure you do, you're in degree mode. You're getting about 62 degrees. Is that right, guys? 62. Okay. We know that's not my answer because that's not in the third quadrant. I told you guys yesterday, your calculator is always going to give you what type of angles back? Reference angles. Okay? Do never expect an actual angle if you're in quadrant 2, 3, or 4. You're always going to get the reference angle. So what can I do with this reference angle, 62, to find that angle in the third quadrant? Take 62 and add 180 to it. There you go. I'm confident you guys know how to do this stuff. So 180 plus 62, 242. That's in the third quadrant, isn't it? There we go, 242. All right? So again, if you're finding the angle, depending on, so if you're in the second quadrant, do the inverse of sine. If you're in the fourth quadrant, do the inverse of cosine to find the angle. Okay, that's my best piece of advice. Because if you try to use something else, you're going to be lost. Any questions on 3? Because we have to do 4 and we're done. 4 is going to go pretty quick, though. Any questions? Caroline, you right over there?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Speak your mind. What?
Nothing.
Okay. Here we go with 4. I've been giving you guys points that these angles, so 6, -5 I gave you. The very first problem we did yesterday went through 3, 4. Now it goes through 0, -2. The terminal side goes through 0, -2. Where is that? 0, -2. If I asked you guys to graph 0, -2, where would it be?
Right on the y-axis.
down on the y-axis, right? -1, it would be right here, 0, -2. So that's where your terminal side is, right there. And I said this should go quick because it should. What degree measure is that? Look where it landed. 270, right? 270 right here. That's your angle. We don't have to do any inverse here. Absolutely not. That's going to be 270. Everyone okay on how I know it's 270 there? Landed right on the line. All right, find the sine and cosine now. I do not need to set up a triangle here. I can't. There's no right triangle you're going to set up there. Where can I find the values of sine and cosine of 270? Let's go back to our unit circle. It has the values. Go back to your unit circle. Cheat if you need to. That's fine. Can't do that on Thursday, Friday. Here it is. Here's 270 on the unit circle. Do you guys know what that point is? On the unit circle at 270, what is that point right there? Remember, unit circle, everything's one unit. 0, -1 at 270. All right. Which one do you want? Anybody have a preference? Sine or cosine first? Sine? What coordinate do I want then? I want the y coordinate, right? If I want sine, I want the y coordinate, which is -1. And if I want cosine, I want what coordinate? All good? Or you can use and check them on your calculator if you want to. You can plug them in your calculator. All right, here you go. Thursday, Friday, you got the quiz. Let me give you a little recap or a little summary on the quiz. Last grade of the first quarter. So you're either going to land in 3 spots. You're going to bring your grade down, you're going to keep it where it is, or you're going to boost it up. All right, you're going to fall in one of those 3 categories. So if you like where your grade is right now, work to keep it there. If you don't like where your grade is right now, work to bring it up. It's going to be 32 points, and again, it covers 3.9 to 3.12 in your packet. Okay, 3.9 to 3.12. Can you guys go in your packet to page 42, all the way in the back of your packet, please? 42. I am not going to do these with you. This is for your own benefit if you want to do well on Thursday and Friday. Go to page 42. I'm going to tell you certain numbers to circle because those are the ones that pertain to the quiz. I don't have time to do them today because I told you guys it was going to be your time to practice. All right, so here are the questions starting on page 42. Numbers 1 and 6 you can circle. 1 and 6. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. 14, 15, 16. There's going to be a decent amount you can practice with. 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 23. 17, 18, and 23. And then finally, question number 27. Those are all the ones that are just like the ones on the quiz, okay? Where can you get the answers and the work shown for these? Up on Classroom. Under Unit 3, you guys have homework answers for the week of November 9th. Those answers are there to those problems I just suggested. All right? Can I answer any questions on the quiz? I'm not reviewing for it in class. I'm not going to review for a quiz. That's on you guys, all right, to get ready Thursday and Friday. If you want to email me tomorrow during your day off, anytime during tomorrow morning, afternoon, night, go ahead. I'll work you through a couple of the problems. All right, here's what you guys are going to do today. You guys got packet pages 32 and 33. And you have the rest of the time to work on it. Before you start, you guys in class, if you got your Chromebooks, let's get them out. You guys at home, open up Classroom for me. We're all going to have the answer key out while we're doing these to see if we're doing them right. Make sure everyone opens up week of November 9th, homework answers. Up on Classroom, week of November 9th, homework answers. And make sure you open up November 10th, today's date, November 10th. That's the answers to packet pages 32 and 33. This is interactive as well. If you have no clue what's going on, please don't just copy down the answers. You guys at home, open up your mic. Mr. Carlino, can we go through this number with me? You guys in class, raise your hand. I'll come over. I'll help you. All right. The last thing you need to do today is don't understand a problem and just copy down my answers. All right. Open up your mic if you're at home. No big deal. I'll go through it with you. You guys are here. Raise your hand. I'll come over and work with you. Rest of the time is yours. Rest of the time is yours. That's what I promise. Teach one day, practice the next.
Mr. Carlino.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh no, this isn't about the
Yep.
homework. Can I take the